Welcome to the 0 to 100 challenge. My name is Sam, aka the Uncle Sam. Now, I'm the owner of Fire City Gym here in Singapore. Generally, I do CrossFit style training, weightlifting, some track work, running every now and then, and I'm also a father of two. So that's just a quick intro of myself. Now, so thank you for joining us in today's 0 to 100 challenge, and today is the very first episode. The whole entire show is going to last through all 4 weeks, and we're going to be producing tons and tons of informations, training guides, programs for you. So hang around with us, and you will be performing, or you will be advancing from 0 to 100 in no time. So let me run through with you very quickly what the 0 to 100 challenge about. Now, the whole idea is for you to progress with us over the next 4 weeks to develop good habits, good lifestyle habits, and having a goal set in mind such that over the next 4 weeks, you overcome physical, mental development to progress and improve yourself in every way. And try to also transfer these skill sets from the physical challenges into lifestyle skills so that whenever you are being challenged with daunting tasks, having good mindset and a very strong mental wellness will allow you to push through any form of challenges. Okay? So, now, the next 4 weeks is going to look like this. So, check out the programs that is coming up. Now, in the next 4 weeks, we will have live streams from Monday to Thursday, and they will be running from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., particularly on week 1 and week 3. We will also have pre-recorded videos on week 2 and week 4. Now, don't forget to check out the articles that we will also be posting out every weekend as well. Now, in the website that you are in right now, sign up as a user now and make progress with us. You will be earning yourself digital badges solely by taking part in the challenge, making progression, introducing and encouraging your friends to take part as well, and interactions with us as well. So don't be shy and don't feel alone, because at any point in time, if you need help, just ping us, drop us a message, and we will be more than happy to give you some additional guidance that you might need as well. Okay? And also, don't forget, if you have, and you should as well, take video of yourself while you're performing this challenge and see how you improved over time, whether is it your position, whether it's your form, whether is it your stamina or your strength. Now, and then hashtag 0 to 100 challenge, and let us know how well you're progressing as well. Take the opportunity to introduce what you're doing to inspire your friend to improve and develop with you. Okay? Now, so what is the actual 0 to 100 challenge? Now, there are 3 movements altogether. All you need to work on are 3 basic movements: push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. Now, we're not expecting you to perform 0 to 100 in one session or within a day or within a week. We have 4 weeks to make progression. And bear in mind, this kind of progression is not just about repetition. Yes, it's called 0 to 100, but we also want to see that your form, your technique, your ability, your confidence, your focus is getting better and better over the 4 weeks. So, sounds simple? Yes, it is very, very simple. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the movements right now very quickly. All right, so the movement standards and points for you to take note. The first movement that I'm going to jump into are push-ups. Okay, so going to the push-up, all you need is a clear space, okay, which most of us would have. If not, you can always go to your void deck, corridor, and find a space that is safe and quaint and quiet. Don't forget to put your video there as well. Okay, so once you're ready, hands is on the ground. I'm just going to run through the safety and the position and posture first, okay? So get your shoulders over your wrists so that you're stacked all nicely. Notice my knees is still on the ground, so I'm trying to learn to put weight onto my wrists, okay? And then I extend my legs out, bringing my toes in as close as possible. This will keep my body in a very nice and tight position. So the furthest point away from my body is my heels, not my toes, okay? And the furthest point away from my head would be my hair. All right, now from here, I'm gonna stack my elbow over my wrist and lower my body down until my chest and thighs is on the ground. So in one way, it's my rest point. Okay, another way, it's also my movement standard as well. So you would always know how well you're progressing from there, okay? Consistency is the key. All right, so I'm gonna show you one more time. Hands on the ground, wrist, shoulder stack, walk your toes in, your heels is the furthest point, tuck your tailbone in, round your shoulders. Get ready to lower your body down, your chest and thighs onto the ground, and push off, all right? Once you're up at the top, push off aggressively so that your shoulder, your abs, your buttocks are all nice and tight. Okay, so that's push up, all right? Now, next thing that we have are sit up. So the movement standard for sit up is very simple. Have your feet grounded on the ground, okay? So your heels and your toes are on the ground. Lay down, lay flat, have your shoulder blades on the ground. Now, I would usually recommend having your arms swing forward because that will allow us to alleviate any potential tension in your neck and your shoulder. But of course, you can also go by the standard or traditional way of having your hands by your ears, lowering your shoulder blades down to the ground, and raise your body up such that your elbow touches your knees as well. So that's one simple way of doing so. Now, point to take note is that make sure you don't slam your back or you don't slam your shoulder blades while you are descending. So simply roll down, articulate your spine, and then roll your spine back up so the elbow touches your knees. So that's the common or simple movement for sit-ups. Now, the last movement that we're going to go into are squats. Usually we'll start off with a nice comfortable shoulder width stance. If you find that you got tight hips, tight glutes, tight back, then you might want to adjust your standing position as well. So your toes can be pointing out slightly, your heels can be moved in slightly as well, as long as you're comfortable with. Now from here, you're going to lower yourself down, try to have your pockets way past your knees, and then bring yourself back up to a stand. Now, contrary to a lot of information about not having your knees going forward, as long as your knees are stable, healthy, pain-free, you should be able to lower your hips or your buttocks way below and have your knees coming in front of your toes, okay? Now, if you do have issues with positioning yourself and your knee hurts, then all you need to do is to have a stool behind you, lower your buttocks down to a sit, and then come back up to a stand. And I can assure you, over the next 4 weeks, you'll be making so much progress that maybe your knees will not hurt anymore and your legs will be so much stronger for you to get through this challenge together. All right, now as a benchmark testing, now we're not expecting us, including myself as well, I'm not prepared to do 100 reps in one single session unless I'm trained. So in the next 4 weeks, we're going to train on performing the 0 to 100 challenge together. But however, we have a simple tester for you and I today. It's a 3-minute test. And the reason why we want 3 minutes is because so that we can repeat this 3-minute test anytime that you want to. So maybe next week or the week after, you start to question yourself, I don't know how well am I doing right now. So you can take the opportunity to set yourself a 3-minute timer and just perform as many as you can. And you can simply be performing one movement out of the 3. You don't have to go through all 3. It's just a way to gain confidence and to gain assurance of how well you and I are doing. That's all. Okay? Now, so I'm going to run through a very, very quick warm-up. Then we're going to go through a 3-minute push-up. And then we'll warm up a little bit as well. We're going to go through another 3 minutes of sit-up. And then last but not least, warm up again. And then perform a 3 minutes of squats. Now, bear in mind, the last thing honestly that I would want to hear is like, oh my God, if Sam can do this, I cannot. That's not true, okay? We are all the same, especially coming out from the circuit breaker. So we're all starting from a clean slate. We'll all try this together. Now, what's more important than 0 to 100 repetition is not the numbers, is the mindset and the effort. So show us 100% effort today for yourself. And over the next 4 weeks, you're going to be amazed by how much you can do. All right, so give it like 1 or 2 minutes to warm up. So what I want you to do is rotate your arms first. So swing your arms because the push-up is going to be taxing the shoulder and the chest a lot. So we want to warm up and get some blood flow into the shoulder joint. Okay, and then you can go the other way around. Quick tip, pro tip over here is that I do not want to simply rotate my arm. I want to rotate my shoulder. So if you look at me from behind, my shoulder is moving. So I'm bringing my shoulder blades forward, I'm bringing my shoulder blades behind. So it's a big circular movement. And the same thing for the other side as well. So rotate backwards and rotate forward. Okay? And then you can swing your arms forward and back as well. Again, what we're trying to do over here is to build or to promote blood circulation into the shoulder joint, and as well as getting the muscles ready to go into action. All right? So arms up and arms down this time. Also, just another quick tip is that sometimes I've got members or students sharing with me that as they swing their arms, they get this tingling sensation in their fingertip. It's quite common and normal at the same time, because while you are stretching the muscles, you're also stretching your nerves at the same time. But of course, use some movement common sense. If you find that the tingling doesn't go away and the tingling is very uncomfortable, then avoid that wide range of motion or consult a professional. Okay, now I'm gonna dive into the 3-minute push-up challenge. So I hope you can join me. Make sure you have some clear space, make sure you're hydrated. I've got some water and coffee down in my stomach already, so I'm fully hydrated. Have a mat or a towel, use it to stabilize yourself, use it to cushion, or you can use it to wipe yourself down. All right? So, is my 3 minutes timer ready? It's 2:40 there. Okay? All right, so hands on. Remember what I mentioned earlier? Hands on the ground, shoulders over your wrist, get it all stacked. I'm waiting for the goal. 5, 4, join me. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Now I'm gonna go in sets all 10s first. Okay, so if you can join me, go in sets all 10s first. And then maybe we'll start to reduce it as it goes on. I got 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break, shake it off a little bit, and we're gonna jump back in again. Okay, so hands back on. I'm gonna go in sets of 10. Okay, walk my toes in, shoulders over wrist, lower myself down. 2, breathing in, exhale coming up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, again, shake it off. Now it's 3 minutes, so it's never about rushing. I want to make sure that my movement is consistent throughout. So I'm going to keep my core really tight. I'm going to keep my arms really straight every time I push off. I'm going to lower my head down to the ground, my body down to the ground, not my head, my body down to the ground every time I perform the push-up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shake it off a little bit. Now, if you're a parent like myself, what I enjoy doing the most is having my kid running around when I'm exercising. Number 1, it helps me to teach them to count. Number 2, it also inspires and encourages them to be involved in physical activities at the same time. Okay, we have 1 minute left, so we're gonna try to perform a few more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Is that 30 or 40? Okay, so I've got 40 in already, so it's not too bad. I've still got 40 seconds. I'm gonna take 10-second break from here. I'm gonna try another 10 more reps to go. And that will be my best effort. Not max effort, best effort. And why best effort is important, I'll share with you in a while. So I've got 30 seconds right now. Join me. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, it's not easy, But challenges or movements, exercising is not meant to be all easy. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, okay? Now, I'm done with the push-up. I'm gonna go into the sit-ups in a while, but I'm gonna talk you through a few more things. Allow myself to recover. You should too. Get some recovery in because today is benchmark testing. It's not a 100 repetition challenge. I mentioned earlier, best effort is a little bit more important than max effort today because we're checking out the form, we're checking out the position, and we want to have a feel of how our body can perform. So by going to max effort without proper practice and programming, it might pose as a risk to injure ourselves as well. So like me, I've never done this before, or the last time I've done this is a really, really long time ago. So I'm gonna be working with you over the next 4 weeks and you will see me every Sunday. Same channel, same time to get through this together. Now, we're gonna go on to sit-ups. Remember, feet flat on the ground. Slide your buttocks in. The knee is about almost 90 degrees, okay? Now, I'm gonna swing my arms simply to show you that it's okay, so long as you come up to a sit, all right? Now, if you feel that you want to keep your hands by your ears, do that, all right? I just want to show you that it is okay, because contrary to a lot of beliefs is that movement has to be super duper strict. Now, as long as movement is standard, and it has benefit, that's more important than making it look pretty all the time. But you have to be safe, okay? So, I'm gonna lay down my back. My shoulder blade is always on the ground. Now from here, my marker will be my shoulder blades, as well my hand, so I know that I've gone down to the ground. Okay, timer's ready. We're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit up. Again, I'm gonna go in sets of 10. Exhale coming up, 3, 4, 5, 6. So notice every time I'm down, my hands on the ground. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now we've gone through the push-ups already. Take this opportunity as well to remind yourself that at any point in time, if you feel uncomfortable, if the pain is not familiar to you, stop. Consult a professional, all right? Drop me a message or drop the platform a message and we will get back to you. And of course, if you have physical limitations, consult your doctor before you proceed with this program as well. Okay, let's get going. 1. Remember, no slamming of your lower back. So round, shoulder blades to the ground, hands on the ground. 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in, exhale coming up. 7, 8, 9, and 10. I've got 20. I'm gonna try to catch up. That ego inside me wants me to perform 50 repetitions like what I did for my push-ups as well. But don't let ego get into the way all the time. It gives me a goal. Remember, the 0 to 100 challenge is for us to challenge our mind and our body to perform better than what we usually can do. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 2, lost count. This is my third set. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I've done 30. I've got 45 seconds left. Or we have 45 seconds left. Try to join me, all right? Complete the last 10 with me, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hands down, shoulder blades down. Exhale coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's getting harder. 8, but I can do this. 9, and 10. I've got 10 seconds. I'm not gonna stop. 11, 12, 3 seconds, and 13. 43 repetitions. 7 less than what I've done earlier for my push-up, but it's okay. It's my best effort today. I can definitely feel the crunch, the sore, the tightness in my abs. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick breather. We're gonna warm up the hip and the knee joints a little bit before we proceed on with the squat movements. So I'm gonna get myself back up. I'm gonna move my big joints first. So our big joint is our hip joint, as well as our hip bone. Okay, so the first thing you can do for yourself is to swing. Now I'm creating a swing from my hip joint, not from my hip bone. Okay, so swing from a hip joint, and it doesn't have to be really big. Okay, so if you're comfortable, knee up, swing back. Do that about 10 to 15 reps, and then we're gonna switch side. Okay, notice my hip is pretty square and stable. Okay, 10 to 15 on your own as well, at your own pace. Remember, this 0 to 100 challenge is our own 100% effort in performing physical challenges, physical activities. Okay, so everyone is different. So someone at home might be able to perform the movement a little bit faster, but remember, slow and steady wins the race as well. So if you're doing this with your partner, it's okay. Let them rush through it. Be that strong and steady person. You might overcome or overtake your partner along the way as well. Okay, I'm gonna draw a big question mark for my hip as well. So I've done forward, back. I've done side to side swing. So I'm performing hip rotation right now. So same thing, 10 to 15 a side. Try to square your hip so that you have maximum mobility in your hip joint. Okay, now I'm gonna move my knees around as well. So put your hand on your knee, perform a little bit of a bend, and then push it back. Okay, forward bending and push back, forward bending and push back. Okay, now by putting my hand on my knee position, it limits the amount of movement in my hip, so I can truly and fully focus on my knee joint. Now, you can also be performing rotation like this as well, but bear in mind the knee joint kind of like goes front and back, that's all. So what we're moving over here is actually our ankles, okay? So we're moving on to rotating and waking up our ankles. Okay, and the last thing you can do for yourself is like a balancing task or balancing warm-up. I call this activation. It's really important because it gets the muscles ready for the workout from a neurological or concentration perspective, and not just the big muscles all the time. So I'm gonna stand on my leg, one foot, hinge over, touch my toe, and then come back up. So you find that you're balancing, you find that your ankle is fighting to get itself stabilizing your body weight. And we do the same for the other side as well. So stabilize, hinge forward, and then come back up to a stand. Okay, so again, do that 10, 15 times. Why 10 to 15 times? Is because if you do the movement nice and slow, it takes 2 to 3 seconds for each repetition. 10, 15 repetition will easily bring us to 30 to 45 seconds of focus. Okay, and when you focus well for 30 to 45 seconds, that's good enough to get started. Okay, but if you need a little bit more warm-up, just pause this video and perform a couple more repetitions. Or you can continue to move while I'm talking. Now, squat is one of my favorite movements. It gets a lot of muscles working at the same time, and it's a very, very easy form of lower body strengthening movement. Okay, so I'm gonna start the clock. Remember, stand about shoulder width apart, what you're comfortable with. Your toes may be pointing in and out, what you're good with right now. Okay, along the way, I'll be guiding you through a few more things. All right, so we're gonna start the clock running. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Again, I'm gonna go in sets of 10. 3 and stand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, shake it off a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna turn facing you a little bit more, okay? Going down and come back up to stand. So what I want you to see is that my knees are constantly tracking over my toes, so it doesn't collapse in or it doesn't go out too wide. And then I bring myself back up to a stand. Okay, so going down, knees tracking over your toes, and then back up to a stand. Down 3, 4, 5, 6. So don't just be looking at my shoes or my pants or my squats, but more important is observe how my knees are tracking over my toes, ensuring that I'm not putting in additional unnecessary stress into my knee joints. 9 and 10. Okay, take a breather, shake it off a little bit. Next one I want to show you about is the knee position as well. So a lot of time we tend to say don't allow the knee to go forward, but it's impossible if you're going to a deep squat. So as you go into a deep squat, quite naturally the buttocks goes behind, the knees will go forward too. Okay, and then from there, bring yourself back up to a stand. So buttocks goes back slightly, so my butt cheek is on top of my heels, my knees will be in front of my toes. And then bring myself back up. Going down, 3, 4, 5. And notice that my buttocks comes up to a vertical alignment as well. So I'm not shy of standing up tall. I want to stand as tall as I can to complete the movement. 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. Time check. We have less than a minute, so we're going to dig in as many as we can right after this short little rest over here. So overall, going down and coming up to a stand, keep your knees tracked over your toes. As your buttocks goes down, allow your knees to go forward. Keep your chest up all the time. And you notice to counterbalance myself, my hands are in front to keep my shoulders and upper body up. So don't be shy to swing your arms forward as well, because sometimes when we put our hands down, the shoulder starts to slouch, okay? So hands up as high as you can. Last 15 seconds. Going down. I can dig in 3 more reps. Last 2. Last 1. And done. Okay? Good job, good work. Virtual 5. Okay? Shake it off a little bit. Okay? We've done a little bit of warm-up before we go into the workout. That's very important. Today's workout are 3-minute testers. And they are testers because it allows us to check our form, our movement consistency, and our benchmarks in terms of like the effort and the results on a week-to-week basis. So don't be shy to try things out. Okay? Okay, now we're going to cool down a little bit. So first thing we can do, if your legs are really tired and sore, is go to a kneeling position. Tuck your heels underneath your butt cheek. Sit back, lean back. Feel the stretch across your quads. Okay, and then same thing for the other side as well. Hold it in. Go into a lunge position. Okay, switch over to the other side. Deep breath in. Okay, now I'm gonna wrap up. So thank you very much for joining me on the very first inaugural episode of 0 to 100 Challenge. I'll be with you. My name is Sam. I'll be with you every Sunday from 10 to 11 o'clock. There will be other amazing professional trainers who will be on board this channel as well. So save this channel on your bookmark link and make sure you are following what we have in store for you on a day-to-day and a weekend basis as well. Now, the 0 to 100 challenge is about growing from 0 to 100 eventually in 4 weeks' time. But what's more important is your effort, not just the repetition, okay? And the final episode is on the 2nd of August. Okay, so mark that date, the weekend before our National Day, 2nd of August. We'll be back here with you. Now, what's interesting before we go is that I want to share with you every Sunday, I will also be inviting one amazing trainer, one of those amazing trainers that you might be familiar with on the show as well. So if you have any questions about movements, if you're a yogi, if you're a bodybuilder, if you're a kinesthetic practitioner, and you want to figure out what other people, especially teachers, are doing, stay tuned with us because I'm going to be inviting them onto the show and you can ask them questions as personal as what your common injuries are, how do you work around it. Okay, so don't be shy. I look forward to hearing from you. Meanwhile, take good care and enjoy the weekend.